Yeah, it's not too bad today.
But man, it's windy in certain places.
I know.
Rain and warm next week.
He's been through some rough weather.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. Bob's here. We're off the hook. We're off the hook.
You're lucky you sent me, or I'm lucky you sent me that email.
Yeah.
You know, you must have said, well, Mark sent you something a long time ago, and she said, I told you about it, but...
Yeah, I know. I didn't recognize that. Got on my... You got the horse there. Got on my email. I know it's got to be somewhere. Well, you saved Lisa. Oh, actually. So, I figured that, you know, just put a picture in, because I wasn't sure if he'd make it or not, so. Anyway.
I got another Rebecca story for you.
Oh, good.
Talking to Patty the other day. Apparently there's a couple of people from the city come to the Legion and we're talking to them. They come in to talk to Rebecca about ideas to do stuff with the stores.
Oh, yeah.
She basically put them on and said, well, I don't live here anyway. Oh, no, woman, don't do that. But anyway, it's that ongoing.
Oh, I know.
It's almost like you need to restructure.
Yeah.
And put somebody like Jeannie,
yeah.
in some more public relations.
Public relations.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get there.
My snowball broke 2 days ago.
Ross, you came down 45?
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow. Just out the meter. Just
No, we'll go back up.
you don't like the there's like
Next time, apart from this everything, heavy duty, last year was
document. Do something on the one side.
How are you, Bob?
Side as well. So
I'm good. Jim?
he's gonna have
Chili,
the torch.
good? Oh, this is good.
No, you got. I sent you the email with the press release on it, right?
Yes,
Like their
from the unit,
press. Yeah. Okay. So you got a bit of
Oh, look,
background.
there's a photo of the real action.
Action.
Yeah.
This is the torch of life
Thank you very
for you.
Oh, look this way, guys. Oh, look, we're giving the restaurant a free hack. Come on, we're not doing that. Come this way there. There we go. Good.
We can go inside after the photo op, so as soon as you guys...
Oh, we do it in front of the... Oh,
Get in here, Jim.
That's it.
I'm good.
Yeah? I am as well. Okay. Okay, Shane?
Stay on this side, that way we'll try to get your... Wait for Jim to come. I've got Thomas here.
I got
Thanks to have some, right?
a crammy tin for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's good.
And also, I got, we had, in Colborne, we had a 150th anniversary
Yes.
last year, and Colborne can,
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So you guys are going through the same thing as Quinte West. You're making sure everybody's saying Grammy?
yeah.
Campaign Township, yeah.
So the first thing is, you know, we're doing this campaign, of course, to bring comprehensive care for sickle cell disease and recognize it as a legitimate disease. And we're doing this by meeting all the municipalities, the mayors and the councilors and deputy mayors and everybody, so that they can help us to encourage the MP and the MPP to support Bill C-605. Right? And in that bill, there's 3 steps. The first is to do a you know, research on what exactly is needed, you know, with this disease. And then the second step is to implement what is needed. And then the third is to have the provinces act as delivery stations for it. So, by making this bill law, this disease becomes legitimate, and therefore people that are suffering will be recognized by hospitals. And presently it doesn't exist. So for one example, if somebody's suffering with diabetes, they have a bracelet that if something should happen to them, if they're visiting you know, somewhere, and then they're at the hospital, and they can see by the bracelet, and the hospital can treat them because they have facilities in that hospital to treat the diabetic. So that is sort of the same thing to apply for them. And we've been very successful so far in recruiting all the councilors and mayors and on the conference that's happening this month in Toronto, Mayor Dennis Staples is bringing up the issue.
Okay.
And he's also going to talk to MPP Deborah Matthews as well.
This is a Roma conference you're probably.
That's right,
Yeah.
and then afterwards in London as
Okay,
well,
right.
in August,
So
so.
Jim and I are both gonna be there, so.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect, so that's what we're asking you to do.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, in the information, I sent ahead of time, they talked about the Toronto General Hospital being the only hospital that has any treatment facilities.
That's
So part of this bill is to have eventually the other hospitals or other satellite clinics.
Where
be
it's
able-
needed.
Where it's
Yeah,
needed,
Yeah, so at least that the hospitals will be informed,
Right.
you know, if not giving all out treatment, because, you know, it might not be necessary in certain parts of the country.
Okay.
I'll let that. But that's what that first step entails.
Right. Okay.
You know, to find out where it's needed, what's needed, you know.
This is a federal bill, right?
It's a federal bill, yeah, so if there's a speedy passage for this, then, you know, we probably won't need the province to come up with a bill first, but if it looks like it's dragging its feet, that's why we're trying to get the Ontario government to maybe act on it a little bit faster, so at least there'll be a provincial bill. Because that's, the majority of the population of people suffering are from the Black community, but it also affects the Asian and the southern Mediterranean as well. So, but it's a disease that you know, that kills and you know, should be respected and treated as such.
You've been telling me about the bottom of that.
Yeah. Oh, did it? Somebody? Oh, she's got it. Okay. That. I was wondering. I thought I had it in my. No, you can hold on to it. Okay. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. Here's the story about Colborne and the torch. In 2000, June 26, we started a 12,000 mile campaign across Canada to carry that torch, and we got it donated to us anonymously. We still don't know up to this day who.
Okay.
And so we kind of started in Toronto, but went around the other way first before we started coming this way.
Yeah.
So I think it was the second month into our journey that we were coming through, just before we were coming through Colborne. We made a stop, and what we usually did after we put up the torch, we put it in the hub of the wheel. And this time the driver forgot that it was in the hub of the wheel and broke this whole bottom half off. And so we had like the missing half, you know, of the torch being carried. And so that day we were making our way to Colborne, and we had, I think it was your high school. How many high schools do you have here?
We have,
Like Brighton has a school in Brighton.
Right, and then do you have one here? No, Colborne. Colborne?
Yeah, three of them.
Three.
Okay, so was one of those high schools where kids came up to meet me on the highway, and there was a teacher there, and that I was explaining what happened to the torches they were carrying, you know.
Yeah.
And they said, well, I'm an industrial arts teacher, maybe I can take a look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as he said those words, on Highway 2, right by the side of the road, there happened to be this little piece here.
Oh, really?
And he just seen it, the minute he said those words, he just seen it, and he picked it up, and it fit perfect. Like, that was 11 years ago. I have not taken it off since. Like, and it almost looks like it was just part of the whole torch.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a magical moment that I wish, because we were filming everything, but we missed that. And the only way I can tell the story is tell the story. I can't, you know. But, and I forget which school, but I can look back at my documents and everything to find out which school came out that day, and see who that teacher was.
Yeah.
Because one day I like to let them know that we have still been carrying the torch, because since then, it's been carried literally by millions of people, and it was blessed by Pope John Paul II.
Right.
And it was actually the Pope that said, pass it to the kids. You know, and the kids have been carrying it, millions of them. So, that's my Colborne story. And yeah, so one day maybe we can find that teacher.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Is sickle cell anemia like sickle cell? Is that what we're calling it? Yeah.
Yeah, sickle cell anemia is
Is it like diabetes in the sense that you can treat it and live with it, or is it something like more like a cancer that you know you get it and it's terminal?
Well, it could be treated if it doesn't get terminal. So, I mean, there's cases where people could be suffering with it and it doesn't get to the advanced stage.
So it's if you get it in its early diagnosis?
Somewhat, but see, they still have a lot of questions to the medical community still trying to answer on why all of a sudden gets terminal. And that's just like any virus too, like the hepatitis C virus, for example. People can live with hepatitis C all their life and it won't bother them all their life, but all of a sudden it decides to wake up and hit the body like a vengeance. In a way it's almost the same, but the way that you treat it is mainly because the pain sometimes gets so bad that you have to treat it with painkillers. It's the only way that you can manage the disease, you know, so that's one of the ways that,
Well, that's just basically disguising symptoms, isn't it?
yeah, it does, but I mean...
But I mean, it's needed, but I mean, in the sense of it's not really curing anything, it's just basically making it bearable.
No, it's not. The cure actually is a bone marrow transplant. That's where it kind of fits into our, you know, so, and this has been recent that you know, they've been having a lot of success with bone marrow transplants. And if you want to take note, leukemia is very similar in that they're both blood disorders. So, but with leukemia, they've had way more research and way more study to treat it more properly, and it's recognized as a disease. Where this still has to go through all that, you know. But they did find that as leukemia, where bone marrow will save their life, or stem cell, they're discovering that also saves the person of suffering with sickle cell as well.
And that was my question. Next question: stem cell. Have they done any stem cell work with it or not?
I have not known any. Well, it's the actual when you do the bone marrow, it's the stem cells that
in the
are
bone
the
marrow.
cure. In the bone marrow.
Okay.
That's the cure. So when they say bone marrow, it's because you're transferring the stem cells from the bone marrow that is actually when the person is getting cured.
So it's the deformed red blood cells. It's
Yeah.
Sickle cell anemia is
Yeah.
red blood cells that...
And they have, like, you know, it's normal blood cells around, like they have a
Mhm.
sickle shape to
Yeah.
them, like, and that's, I mean, among other things, that when you're looking at a sickle cell patient, that's what you'll see. You'll see sickle shape cells but again, one of the things that comprehensive care will bring is they don't even have proper places for people to get tested, you know, at this point, except for Toronto General Hospital, you know, and so that's another thing. If this care comes along, then hospitals will be able to diagnose if somebody has it, you know.
How many people in Canada have it? You know?
That's a good question. That's another part of the research that they want to, that this care will bring about, so that they can get a proper estimate. Just like we know how many people are suffering with diabetics because there's clinics, and you know, it's a registered disease. Because this isn't registered, there's no way of knowing how many people, and it could be tens of thousands. There's somebody coming in, Don.
Oh, that's my wife. She's wondering why I haven't picked up the library yet. Is it a disease that in its mildest forms people might not recognize it as
Exactly.
the disease? So, I mean, one of us could conceivably be carrying it and not know because we have a very mild case and we just have minor aches and pains or whatever.
Exactly. And so, as you can see, the next step in bringing the comprehensive care is to educate everybody about it, so that, you know, we Canadians, public could know what exactly are the signs and what are, you know, and if you've noticed, there's no commercials on sickle cell, or there's nothing on sickle cell.
It's not sexy like breast cancer.
That's right.
Not that it's sexy, but in the sense
No,
that
but
it's
you're right.
got all that,
That's-
yeah. Doesn't have
that's-
that sort of thing.
Well,
Cachet.
you know, we're hoping this becomes the squeaky wheel that gets the oil or sparks the oil, you know, because, I mean, you know, all the medical community, or every doctor in Canada that knows about sickle cell is saying the same, what are we waiting for, like, you know?
Well, we've had a number of people through different things, but you picked the strangest time of year to go for a long walk. That's for sure.
Oh, it's the squeaky wheel thing again, right?
I guess there's nobody else coming through, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so,
That's for
I mean,
sure.
if that doesn't
It's
get
been
attention.
spring,
then-
summer, or fall, but
Yeah.
it must be tough doing this and that.
It is,
Weather.
yeah, it doesn't, I'll admit, yeah, I'll be the first, it's tough, they've been documenting everything, so.
So you're over halfway there now, right?
Past
Or-
halfway,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna be into Toronto on the 17th?
17, I just have to go as far as Scarborough, Toronto, like
Okay.
officially Toronto,
Yeah.
and on the 16th.
Okay,
And then they take, you know, because I said I was gonna bring it from Ottawa
okay.
to Toronto, and then the kids can take it after that.
Right.
So you're the sole runner from Ottawa to Toronto.
Yeah, but I'm not
You picked the
running,
glamour spot, right? All through eastern Ontario where all the bogs and dirty old side roads.
I'm used to that, I've done these things before. And I'm not running, I twisted my knee, so I'm hobbling.
Alvin across the
How many thousands of miles have you
Over the
walked or run in various?
35,000 over the years.
25,000 kilometers or miles?
Kilometers.
Kilometers.
I was in the States, so I have to keep changing, because they don't know what kilometers is over there. And I'm trying to explain to them.
Mhm.
That's good for you. It's nice to meet you.
You too, and thank you. Thank you for coming on, and
Yeah. Good luck going on your plan.
thank you.
Yeah.
I need to get your name too. I need your name.
George, first name, Marcello, M-A-R-C-E-O-O.
M-A-R-C-L-O.
And our website is stepbystep.ca. You can actually, if you really are happy about the story I shared with the torch,
Right.
you can actually see the video when we came through Colborne that day, because there is some video there
Oh, okay.
So we
On your website.
on the website.
That's all on that email I sent you, Bob.
Okay.
His name and the
Good.
other information, so.
Yeah. See, I read the first paragraph, threw it on the
Yeah.
website. Better get this up there, hurry. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. Thanks. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
So you're off to Colborne?
Off to Colborne, yeah, I just gotta get some, because I'm gonna, I didn't expect it to get like this wet.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta like maybe find some boots or something.
Sure.
And then from.
Oh, nice meeting you, sir.
Thank you for coming out.
And like you
Thank you.
already stated, we drove.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck. And we'll probably see you at the Rover conference.
Yes, I
I think we're gonna be attending, and as well as the folk.
Oh, was he really?
Right on.
Oh, okay.
Really sharp.
About this?
Done.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because
They mistreat a lot of people, actually. You just have to have it. They don't get it.
Yeah, what you need to have is something that's going to do with it. As soon as you have something over there.
Or we're selling
Go home.
or we're selling where people are willing to borrow money. So then there's a lot.
But that's incredible that 50 years ago, like they were talking about it, was over here. In the States, they're a little more ahead of us. Like they do have comprehensive care in the States. I mean, and that's ironic because they don't have, care like we do.
Card?
No, they don't. So, but it's ironic that
That was the attachments.
Okay.
It's just one of the things.
All right, sure.
That's pretty on hand paper.
Well, that's good. Well, recycling, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We're on par with most of the things, but this one, we're a little bit behind.
I like that lens cap somewhere.
Well, I hope
Need about
that
five of
this has
Oh, there it is.
I lose them
very
too.
positive
Yeah,
effect
it's
on
crazy.
our,
They spend all this money on a
The
camera.
squeaky wheel gets
Jack your
the
lens
oil.
cap.
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks.
Stay warm for a while anyway.